Hello everyone, AuraTale here. Welcome one and all to Minecraft. I hope everyone out there is doing well today. Thank you all so very much for coming on by. Hello. And we are here with Minecraft live in version 1.5. So yeah, this is our 50th stream with this world. Hello Brian Crust, how are you doing today? Glad to see you here. Yeah, thank you. So yes, this is our world and we already have to go to sleep because the sun is setting. But yes, we are going to be doing a little bit of a shorter stream today because I do have errands to run this morning, unfortunately, but we're going to be able to, we'll still have enough time that we can do this entire world tour and possibly see what we're next gonna do. Probably so. The world tour shouldn't take no more than an hour, so. But before we get to the world tour, we gotta wait for this darn sun to set, and yeah. Yes, that's due to my previous job. I've just been so busy for one. For another, my wife and I have been moving from one house to another lately, so that's been a lot of time as well. And my old job kind of kept me from doing a lot of streams because it was very exhausting work. But I no longer have that job, and I'll actually be doing a new job, meaning our streams are going to be more concise, more precise, and much more rice. Add some rice to the chat, I guess. Hold on, is there even a rice emoji? Let me see. Rice emoji. If I can type the word rice. There is rice cake. Yeah, it's that as well. Oh my goodness. But yes, more precise, more concise, and more rice. Yes, though. Welcome one and all. My name is AuraTale. If you've not joined the channel, you've come, or joined any of our streams before, you've come at the perfect opportunity because we'll be showcasing the world that we've been working in for the past year and 9 months now. It has been almost 2 full years since we started this world. Amazing. And we've done 50 streams thus far. We'll be able to stream much more often with our new job, with my new job. So expect more streams coming up soon. They'll be at different times, because it used to be that we would stream in the mornings. Now we'll be streaming at nights. I'd like to do 2 streams each week for gaming, and 1 stream each week, or bi-weekly possibly, for art streams. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, hello everyone, AuraTale here. Welcome one and all. We are here today for the world of Aura. So yes, this is our world that we've been working on for the better part of 50 streams, or a total of, what is that, 150 hours, I'd say? Plus another 50 for extra time that I've been trying to finish things, so I'd say about 200 hours. We've put about 200 hours into this world thus far. So as you can see, this right here is our starter house. This is our entire world right out here that we have so far. The way that the Passage of Time series works is that we play each individual version starting from 1.0 on up, and each time we come to a specific update that causes the world to change, significantly so, we upgrade the world by calling out the outer regions of the world. And then when we go back into those regions of the world, they'll be brand new and up to date. Right now we are up to 1,000 blocks out. The next big update is, I think, the next one, right? 1.6, or maybe it's 1.7. I think it's 1.7 is the next big update for the overworld. which means that we'll be calling out everything outside of 1,000 blocks. And so once we venture out into those lands past 1,000 blocks, it'll be completely new. It'll be upgraded. We'll possibly see some Mega Taiga, my favorite biome, because I love Mega Taiga biomes. They're beautiful. Not to say that I don't like regular Taiga biomes, like I do like this. So in each update, we go ahead, we do one build. So for example, for 1.0, we built this house right here. We also collect all the items that there are to collect, and we stash that into our Hall of Collections. And we also... what else do we do? I forget the third criteria. Oh, right. Achievements. That's the third criteria. Now, we did already do every available achievement back in 1.0, which was what we have now. Unfortunately, when switching from 1.2 to I think 1.3, it caused our achievements to reset. So we do have to redo these at some point still. So we are working to the next one, is we have to complete each chamber within the passage of time, all the way down. And, well, for example, this right here would be the 1.0 chamber. So, yes. This is definitely a big project. Okay, it disappeared. I was gonna go kill the zombie, but it just vanished. It just... I don't know the sound effect. So yes, what have we done? Well, in 1.0, we went ahead, we built this house. It was the very first stream we ever did for this series. We have our little storage compartment up here in the top layer, in the attic, rather. We've got our balcony here to overlook the passage of time. We can also look out at our other builds from here, of course, as well. And we also did the cake achievement and placed it here. So this is our very first ever cake. We've yet to take a bite of it, and I don't know if I ever will. So... the house, every build, by the way, is restricted to the blocks and items from that update, from that version, up to that version. So everything that is this house is 1.0 specific. Therefore, there's no upside down stair blocks. There is no wood blocks that are churned. They're just like that. And every block in this house is from 1.0 or before, so that's that. This house is complete. I will not be modifying it. From 1.0, we ended up going to 1.1, where what was added was not really much, just music discs and whatnot. So what we did is we went ahead and we built this farm, since we needed a place to keep all of our animals at anyway. This barn, this little farmland area, we grabbed some, was it Podzol? No, Podzol is future. This stuff here. The mycelium. And we grabbed it there to give it a little bit of coloration in here. This was before stair blocks were updated, so I do have a gap there that I do actually need to fix. That's the only thing we need to do for this place. But other than that, this build is completely complete. In 1.2, we had the jungle update, so of course we built a jungle enclosure. We also grabbed a cat, so that way our cat could live in the jungle biome. We're gonna actually take our cat over here, because they're supposed to be over here. I'm not sure why they've been over here this entire time. So yeah, this is our jungle enclosure here that we built for 1.2. We placed down some mycelium in very specific spots to make it look like a little path here. We built ourselves a custom base to a large jungle tree. And in here, we just have a little storage, probably for jungle saplings and jungle wood at some point, maybe. If we come up here, though, we can actually climb up the tree. And once we get to the top, we come to this little tree house. From here, we get to see everything that we've built thus far, which which is really pretty so far, I think. Especially the next build we'll be covering. And the jungle enclosure is in this like squarular area, but that's also because I kind of wanted it to be like an actual enclosure where it's got a sort of space to it. Moving on from 1.2, we get to 1.3, which was our emerald update, where we got emerald blocks, emerald ores, and the like. Villagers were able to do some trading. Not the best of trading, sadly, but trading nonetheless. And so we built this place called Emerald Hills. Emerald Hills features 4 little hills that are also little houses for the villagers to live in. As you can see, some are taking resident within this one. There's only 2 beds in here, but there's 3 villagers chilling inside of here. Each house is decorated in their own little way with all the blocks and resources that were given to us. Up to 1.3, each house also features an emerald block on the top. And then there's, of course, Emerald Plaza, which I do actually need to get more emerald ores, because I'd like to add a couple more emerald ore blocks to this little plaza, because it's kind of barren at the moment. That's literally the only thing we need to do to update this entire place, though. But yeah, each hill has a little bit of water and light to it to give it some features. There's this little park here, Emerald Park, Emerald Plaza. I sometimes come into the Emerald Hills so I can sleep, because right now I definitely need to because the sun is setting. Oh, and this house has chairs with a little table, so yay. I always fall out of this bed. I don't know what it is about this bed. I thought that would be fixed by version 1.5, but apparently not. Hey boy, this might be tricky to get through. Nope, we made it. Here's this house as well. Also, if you hadn't noticed, each house is actually designed with each of the new wood blocks that also became available, wooden planks. So this right here is just the basic wood that we start with in 1.0. Then we got spruce wood. This one over here is the birch wood house, and this is of course the jungle wood house. With 1.3 done and out of the way, we also created a little barrier here for the 1.3 village hills just to keep out any baddies. But from there we move on to 1.4, which 1.4 was a pretty big update actually. That one included the wither and wither skeletons. It also included various new aspects of the of the potion mechanic and other things. Beacons became a new thing. So 1.4, we decided to go ahead, since it was the pretty scary update. We made the pretty scary monster house, which we're coming up on right now. I decided, why not make a monster spawner right near the base, so then we could get stuff out of it, and have a little storage facility for it. So we made this little monster house up here in the sky on a sky island. The only way up to it is either by this waterfall here, or you can take the nether to go through there. But it takes you to this island, which, before the other big thing, we got this house. The monster house here is spooky. You can even hear monsters. So yeah, we have anvils for this update, so we added an anvil into the monster house. We got item frames, so we decided to do an item frame over a what's it called, brewing stand. We ended up doing some clashing tones to make it look like it was abandoned and that the wood was warped and stuff like that. Warped. We even included another star as a commemoration to our success of defeating the Wither. And some broken windows, a broken wall, broken ceiling. I want to give it the feeling of it being an abandoned place. Hold on a second. We need to slow that down because the monsters are quite noisy up here. I do apologize about that. We also have this little balcony that's kind of broken. As you can see, some monsters are trying to get out, but never mind them. We do have storage stuff everywhere for up here. It's kind of a mess right now because this is more of the recent stuff that we've done and we haven't quite organized it yet. But the monster house itself, it's done. It's complete. The next thing after that was 1.5, which is what we're currently on. And as you can see, we have a giant mushroom just sitting here on top of the island. This is our 1.5 build, our monster grinder. So this giant mushroom acts as a way to summon monsters down to this that platform that I can then slay them on. And if we come out from a distance, you can actually see the full scope and scale of the mushroom. I decided to model it after the red mushrooms because they're kind of the more prominent mushroom to begin with, but also because I thought it would look nice. On the top of it, I did put some like nether stuff as well. Some nether quartz and whatnot to give it those little white spot effects on it. And some glowstones to light it up on top so monsters don't spawn. But yeah, there it is. There's the monster grinder mushroom spawner. It's really huge. It definitely stands out in the world, I think. It's probably the biggest build that I've made thus far as the projects go for each individual update. I think before it was the Emerald Island, but the Emerald Hills, but the Emerald Hills is nothing in comparison to this. This thing is huge. It took, I want to say, 6 stacks of mushrooms just to complete it. Because yeah, the stalk itself is mushroom. The bottom section here is mushroom. But then I had to use nether pillars for the gills of the mushroom itself, and then other nether stuff to get the white spots. And then I had to use nether rack for the top because unfortunately mushroom blocks only come in one color right now, and that's that whitish grayish color. So those are the 5 main builds that we have done for this world so far. And then there is our mega build, a series-long project that we've been working on since the very beginning, and the namesake of the series itself, and that is, once it loads in, as you can see, there's already some stuff going on down there, the Passage of Time, as marked by the sign up here. Before we enter the Passage of Time, we should also investigate the top of it, called the Garden of Time. So the Garden of Time is this little beautiful area that stretches out across the entirety of it. Unlike the interior of the Passage of Time, the Garden of Time itself, if it will load. Nah, keep it afar. I was thinking about lowering it, but I'll just keep it at that. It's just not loading for some reason. I don't know why. But unlike the interior, the Garden of Time, I'll be updating that over time. I want it to actually look really pretty and whatnot. Each section up here is just whatever, really. It's its own little thing, its own little pretty beauty. And I haven't exactly got it caught up yet, so we've only gotten to this point here, which is above the 1.2 room, I think. And that's all we've done for the Garden of Time. Like over here, I'd like to do a little labyrinth right here. Over here is the 1.4 chamber. I'm not sure what I want to do for this yet. But I do know with this top part up here, this is supposed to be for the 1.5 chamber. This top part up here, I kind of want another big tree, just like the one I have for 1.0, way down there. So yeah, as you can see, I've already been pre-building on the Passage of Time. 1.6 chamber right there, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and 1.10 way down over there. So it looks like 1.10 will be connecting to the piece of land over there as a sort of bridge. I do have plans for this to go over the water in a way so that the actual build, the actual passage of time, will it'll split off these two sections. Unfortunately, one won't be able to take a boat through here, but you can swim under the passage of time, and I think that'll be amazing once I get to that point, which we're very, very near that point, actually. It starts at the next one. Like, there's going to be support structures at the next chamber that holds it up, and then right here is practically where it ends, in the center of the 1.6 chamber, which 1.6 is going to be horses. I can't wait for that. So yeah, that's that part. On this side here, I have been working quite a bit to get it upgraded or updated on the sides. This here is the exterior wall to the passage of time. You can actually see where each chamber lies, with chamber 0, 1.0 over there, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5 is going to be different because you can actually go up onto the passage of time at every 0.5 updates. So if we come back over around this way, you can find yourself at the entrance to the passage of time. And there is already a creeper in here. I don't know why monsters have been spawning in here so much lately. Nice shot, good deal. So yeah, this is the 1.0 chamber as marked right here, version 1.0. In this chamber, it's just a basic chamber. It's the entryway with a beacon light piercing through the ground up into the sky. We got paintings all hung up. These are all the available paintings that there are for 1.0. The only thing that I decided to add for 1.0 is this map wall, but that's because I really do want a map wall at the start of the world just to see our progress thus far. And as you can see, this is right here, the passage of time. This is our little island area up here, and this is just all that we've done thus far. Oh no, wait, this is the enclosure. That's the island. So yeah, all of this right here is everything we've done thus far. Cool. And then of course on this side we need a way to get into the nether. I will be updating this portal at some point to make it so it is a 3x3 nether portal instead of a 2x3 or a 3x4. I want it to be a 3x4. So yeah, that's the way to get into the nether if ever need. And it is nighttime, so before we do proceed, I would like to sleep. I just don't trust my little village yet. There's monsters that can spawn anywhere and everywhere, and I don't want villagers to be turned into zombies, so we're gonna sleep before that happens. The only other thing for the 1.0 chamber is the two sections that there are on either side, by the way. They are individual little spots here that are on each chamber. There's going to be like each little room is a different thing. I decided to do a nether themed one on this side, and on this side I'm thinking about actually altering it a little bit so it is more end themed, so that it looks like it's the end itself. So that'll be cool. That's the only thing I'll be editing in this 1.0 chamber though. But yeah, so I'm trying to think. Oh, right, the only station that was added for that version, well, the only station that was available up to that point was, of course, just the benching table. Or, I guess, the crafting table, rather, not the benching table. What am I doing? Some push-ups? Sit-ups? I don't know what you do on a bench. Push-ups? No, it's... reps. I guess they're called reps? I don't know. I don't work out. As you can clearly tell, I don't know the names of these things. We also have little storage stuff here for the 1.0 chamber. Now, before we move on to the 1.1 chamber, let's actually go downstairs. So down here, we've got our furnace room. This is kind of like the entryway and whatnot to everything that's down below further. There is like this little setup down here. I'm thinking about actually turning this once we get some glass panes. I think I'm gonna turn this into glass panes. This way I can actually view down there everything that we have. And then I do need to actually alter this because I honestly don't like the sandstone. But yeah, we'll get to all that eventually. It's kind of side stuff to the project, or to the main project itself, but we do gotta get to it at some point. When coming down into this room, this is kind of our assorted room. I'm eventually going to make it so these are actually chests that line up the wall up to about here or so. And it'll be another secondary storage facility for all these sorts of things, so that way I'll never run out of room. And then from there, what I plan to do is I actually plan to go down that way even further, so then we can have an item sorter. A full room, a full hallway even, dedicated to all the items that there ever are in the game. And then we'll have it all sorted through that little chamber that way. Okay, so before we move downstairs even further, we have our Hall of Collections. So as I said, with each version, before we move on to the next update, I want to make sure that we go ahead and get every single item that there is available up to that point within each version. Within this very first room is the 1.0 blocks. So that's every single block available up to 1.0. Equipments, food items, every station available, every tool's available up to 1.0, all our throwing stuff, our miscellaneous items, our static items, which would be items that you can hold in your inventory, but they don't have any other use except for crafting. And you can't place them down or anything. Building materials. And of course our potions. All our brewing stuff. All the thick potion. Okay, yeah. So awkward potion, mundane, potion of fire resistance, harming, healing, poison, regeneration, slowness, strength, swiftness, weakness, potion of fire resistant, harming, healing, poison more, because these are all splash. These are just the splash variants. The thick potion, and then of course the water bottles. So yay! That's every item available up to that point. In 1.1, all we got were discs, just some discs. That's all. In 1.2, we got a few new things. Some jungle blocks, some actual block variants as well. Redstone lamp, which was beautiful to get. And then we got dead bushes and jungle saplings. Yay, and a fire charge. 1.3 offered quite a bit of stuff. We finally got a enchanted golden apple. Those you can actually craft at this point of time in Minecraft, which is incredible. The bad thing is it takes a godly amount of gold, and I don't have much gold, so this is the only golden apple I have at the moment. We also got the emeralds, book and quill, a written book and quill. But yeah, as you can see, there was so few items that I pretty much mashed most things into this one. Building blocks, food, entities, static, and throw items. And the only blocks I put were over here, the block of emerald, emerald ore block, and the ice block, which became mineable in 1.3. 1.4 offered a lot, but I still have to sort. I still have to complete the room even. But yeah, these are all the items and stuff. We got new potions in 1.4. Very damaged anvil, slightly damaged anvil, and regular anvil. With our skeleton skull. The only things that I don't have here for 1.4 is 1. I don't have a beacon and the nether star because you gotta fight withers for those. It's such a pain getting wither skeleton skulls. And 2, all the different books, because the different books are pain in the butt to get because enchanting is horrible. So I decided to actually wait off until a little bit later to get all of the enchantment books at an easier point. I think right now I'm capable of getting certain books because I think you can now fuse books to make stronger books. That might be 1.6. I don't recall. And of course we got the 1.5 chamber, which I haven't worked on yet, but quartz. New quartz. Yay, and snow layer. Just 1 snow layer. So yes, that is our Hall of Collections, all thoroughly assessed. And if we come on down here, we've got rooms that I don't have really any idea of what to do with them yet. But I would like to have rooms down here. You can also see here the beacon. That fall could probably kill me, even though I'm wearing Feather Falling 4. My pants are also nearly broken. But if we come on down here, we got our little spiraling staircase that I still need to add a railing to. That brings us down to our next section, which is going to be the mining section. Slime. So as you can see, I've been doing a lot of mining through this world. It's not exactly all that much mining really, but I have kind of cleared out some stuff here and there. Mostly I've just been mining down here for resources and that's it. So I haven't actually really worked all this out. I accidentally mined out a level 2 low at some point, so I gotta fill all that in at some point. And this right here is our rail cart that's going to take us to 1,000 blocks to get this achievement right here again. Whenever I called out everything in the world before for version 1.2, it actually deleted the area that I had worked on to get to 1,000 blocks out in the distance. But that's okay, because doing it again, it makes it worthwhile, I think. So yeah, it should be almost nighttime again, I'm assuming. That's probably why there's this music. So we go, gosh, you got an enchanted bow. Alright, I gotta change that back up too. Since we're no longer around all those dudes. So yes, I hope everyone out there is doing well today. Thank you again all so very much for coming on by. I really appreciate it. Today we are going through everything that there is in our world, and yes, it is almost nighttime, but it's not quite nighttime. I guess we could take this moment to also introduce our cat and our dog. We already saw the cat over there. They don't have names yet because I don't have name tags, because that's next version, which will be exciting. And then our doggo, which has a little blue collar instead of a red one, because that became a thing, I think, last version, maybe? Alright. Oh, and since we are waiting, here is our map, currently updated so far, because it is updating right now. It looks pretty nice. I like how the world is coming out so far. Yay, sleepy time. There is actually this little area in the house, which I don't count as part of the house, that I do need to fix up, but that's about it. So yay! Now we go to the main part of the series, the actual passage of time itself. So we got the 1.1 chamber right here. It does look a little barren. There's cracks on the floor here and there, don't mind that. So this is pretty much the main setup for each of the chambers. Each chamber does get increasingly different as time goes on because of different things implemented, but this is complete. This whole 1.1 chamber is completely complete. This is how it's going to look forever. Because this is as far back in time as one can go besides 1.0. In here, for each chamber, there's also 2 rooms that correlate to the version itself. For example, 1.1 was all about music disc, so we've got our music room. Maybe not 13, actually. Yeah, far will do. I like far. So yes, this is our music room. It's also got a cauldron included that we can just walk on. I guess you can't go into a cauldron. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're in the cauldron now. Yeah, my feet are all wet now. Okay. So yeah, those are like extra discs if we ever get them. This is all of our other discs. This has only got Chirp left in it. Somehow I got lucky enough to only have Chirp left in it. On the other side, I needed an enchanting room, so we built this. I don't have any books or lapis lazuli, so this is where lapis lazuli is going to go eventually, and this is where books, enchanted and non, will go. And there, we did place a little lapis lazuli block there to indicate it's a mystical room. From there, we got the 1.2 chamber. We decided to go ahead and use spruce for this section since that became available. The spruce logs accent the wall better than the regular wooden to the wooden. Over here, we've got the jungle room, which includes our furnaces, which I should have some food done here. Yes, I do. On the other side, we added a brewing stand for the nether because we didn't have a brewing stand room yet, so there we go. I added a little bit of spookiness into this room. And then it gets real spooky, not in this next one, but further down. This would be 1.3 right here, so we've got our temple room. So in 1.3, both jungle temples and desert temples were added to the mix. So I created a jungle desert temple room and added an emerald block. We also got our first ender chest in here. And on the other side, because villagers became more prominent, we've got a villager all of our own. He's got a nice little bed, so he feels at home. Plus, he has a door if ever he's bored. And I've heard him mess with the door. Yeah, I'm messing with your door. Shush. Don't look at me like that. He's also got his own little chest. So that way he's not bored. He's also got some decent trades. I don't know how his trades are going to carry over into future versions, but he does give me emeralds for books and paper and stuff like that. 1.4, the pretty scary update, was given the wither, and with the wither came the wither painting. I plan to put wither skeleton skulls on here at some point once I get more of those. Obviously not on the middle one. I don't want to create a whole ass wither in here. Instead, what I'll do in the middle section is I'll probably do something else. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. In here, I'll be keeping coal, I guess. There's just coal. Not sure what to put in here. And then I've got the blocks room, which surrounds a beacon because beacons became a thing, with item frames on the wall and an updated map. Although this map, I need to actually take it real quick off the wall so I can update it real quick. It's not fully updated with the mushroom on top of the build. So let me do that. I guess I could have left it on its own. I don't know if I want an incomplete map there, though. I guess I'll complete it this one time. Just pretty much got it. Big old mushroom is up there. And I think that's everything that's really needed to be updated for the map. Cool. Let's place it back in its rightful spot. Because I just hop like a little bunny over here. A golden carrot, which became a thing. Oh yeah. So each of these are going to contain my blocks, my good blocks and whatnot. Redstone blocks didn't become a thing until 1.5, so I just used lapis lazuli for this other one. It'll work. Also, as you can tell, with the 1.4 chamber, we've added a little bit of decoration, and that's because pots became a thing in 1.4. So now there's a little bit more variation to the 1.4 chamber as opposed to the 1.1 chamber. Yeah, times have changed. Things have become different. This is just 1.1 right here. If we come all the way back over to 1.4, you can clearly tell that things have definitely improved as the future is moving on. Also, don't mind the gaps in the floor. These are actually for chiseled smooth stone. And chiseled stone is very difficult to get right now because the only place you can get it is jungle forests. You can't craft it until I think 1.7, so that'll take a while. And that brings us to our 1.5 chamber. The 1.5 chamber is currently in progress because we are currently in 1.5 as of right now. But this is going to be a chamber that serves as like a sort of hub for the passage of time. So if we come into each individual area, we've got this chamber, which will be the last chamber to go down to the bottom probably, but it will take you down to the mining section down below. And with that, it'll connect to the huge mining hub section. I don't think it's complete yet. I think it just goes down to about 20 something. Oh, why 40? I'm nowhere near the bottom yet. Yikes. Okay. So yeah, this little area, if ever I'm over in this direction and I want to quickly get down underground or something, I'll just use this. Meanwhile, we've got a new nether portal. I still need to get some nether stuff going on in here. So what I'll be doing with the rooms is in this room right here, it'll be more nether stuff, but with quartz and whatnot, because quartz is a new object for us. And it will fill our world, or fill our room, we'll fill our room with quartz and something else. I don't remember exactly what else. As you can see, there's these little spots here, these little archways that go out. And that's because there will be 2 entrances that can take you out. And I'm going to be filling all of this in with dirt, so then you can just go out and do anything and everything off in that direction. Or you can come out this way, which will probably come to like a barrier of some sort here. And on the other side, the room where it takes you downwards, I'm going to be doing something else here. I don't exactly remember what. I think it may have had something to do with... What is all else in 1.5? Yeah, I don't recall. I do have it in my notes, so it's not like I have forgot, but I'll still be able to do all that. Again, there's going to be a way to go out on this side, on either way. However, unlike the other side where it goes to the ground, it's actually going to go on this little platform that you can then take a boat to go anywhere out here on boat back. As you can see, this section here connects to the water, so we've added a little bit of a underwater section to the bottom of the build itself. And it's going to be like that. It's going to be replicated all the way up until the spot here where it then dips into the deeper part of the water. And eventually it's going to be like that as you go on down that way, because down that way even further is actually an entire ocean. So that'll be fun once we get to that point. And that's what we've got. That's our entire world thus far. Oh, right, and of course there's going to be a stairway on the outside on that section and even on this section as well. That'll take you up to the Garden of Time. So it'll all be interconnected. Every 0.5 versions, I'd like to do another portal. and a little slot like that where it takes you back up to the Garden of Time, or out of the Passage of Time, I guess. I'm not sure how that's going to work with 1.5 and 1.20, but I know with 1.10 it should work pretty fine up there. So yeah, this is 1.6 to 1.7 right here, 1.8, 1.9 about here, I'd say. I haven't actually gotten everything else yet, have I? Yeah, just up to 1.9. This is all just wooden blocks right here, but I'd imagine 1.10 should be just about here. Actually, if we look on this, because it should be at about 256 is the middle point of 1.10. So yeah, it should come to about here is where the 1.10 version will come to. So yeah, I'll just fill up this entire area with dirt and whatnot, and you can just go from the top of the Passage of Time over that way, or over that way, or if you want to get into the Passage of Time, you can come through here to do so. So from there, 1.11 is probably going to be right about here. 1.12 will be probably about here. So we actually got a lot of digging to do right through here. It's the opposite of what we've been doing. And then 1.13 is going to be about probably right here. So it's going to be a huge project that we're going to be working on for the next the entirety of the series, because the Passage of Time is the Passage of Time itself. Well, that was a one-shot kill. Nice. So yeah, don't you do it. Nice. Seems like I got a whole horde of monsters here. Potato. Give me the potato. It's not a hot potato, but I'll take it. Again, with more spiders? Jeepers. Well, that's not fair. I know you didn't exist. Anywho, I'm gonna head back now. And the only other place we have left to really show as to what we've been doing is the Nether. Although it isn't much of what we've done in the Nether, if anything at all. Because realistically, we've done nothing in the Nether so far. But there are plans. In fact, let's go ahead and talk about our future plans with this world. So as I said, we'll be continuing this project all the way down that way. Whoa boy. Whoa boy. Accidental button click. Oh boy, I'm in the water somehow? Anyway. Did not mean to do that. I must have accidentally hit my Windows key. So, anyway. Where was I going with this? Yeah, time immemorial. It's just gonna keep going down that way, the Passage of Time. Yes, yes, yes. If we come back to the 1.5 chamber, we can actually go into the Nether through here. And talk about the plans I have for the Nether itself. So I have quite a bit that I'd like to do. As you can see here, we've got another portal that's actually in the middle of the way. I need to move it to where that little platform is there. And that's where we're going to move the portal itself, instead of it being out in the middle of the pathway. Because I'd like a pathway that goes down indefinitely in this direction, and also that direction. And also that direction, and that direction. We've actually got a little bit of a pathway going on with this one so far. So yeah, it's just gonna keep going like that, and it's gonna act as a nether hub, essentially. We'll eventually have nether portals connected to all this. In this first section here, I plan to have like a pathway that takes you all the way up to bedrock. I'm going to be eliminating some of the bedrock that's up there, so then we'll have a way to get to bedrock so we can do a gold farm up at the top. I think that'll be amazing at some point. And of course it continues down this way as well. And And then there's another portal here that... Hold on, I need to take this guy out before he takes out my portal. But yeah, that first nether portal we came out of course, is the 1.5. This is the 1.0 portal that's at 0, 0. And this, of course, takes us to the monster house. So that's all we've done thus far for the nether so far. But I do plan to do a lot of things with it. Eventually make a gold farm with the piglins, the zombified piglins. It's going to take some time. Of course, it's going to be a temporary setup, I think, because I think things probably changed by the nether update of 1.16. But it'll at least get me a lot of gold, and I'm going to need that gold for golden apples at some point anyway. Enchanted golden apples, mind you. So we're going to make as many of those as we possibly can. That's the other thing. I want to make things that are illegal in Minecraft in the future, because, like, right now, I can make golden apples, right? Where are you going? Oh, no. Where are you? So yeah, I can make enchanted golden apples, as many as I'd like, if I were to have all the essential materials, but I don't, so I need to make that gold farm for those. And soon, I'll be able to make bows that have infinity and mending to them. Mending's not available right now, but I do believe infinity might be. Regardless, having infinity mending bows, like at least 10 of them, would be so helpful. Because if I ever actually lose one in the future updates, then I'll have multiples. And it'll be fine, it'll be good. So let's talk about our plans real quick. 1.6. Well, 1.6, I already have a build idea in mind, and that's going to be a horse's stable. The horse's stable is going to be out this way. Oh boy, I gotta take care of this guy. I don't want him blowing up my stuff. So yeah, 1.6 will have horses, and with horses, I'd like there to be a stable, probably over this way somewhere. I was thinking either over here or possibly over here. I think, honestly, I would rather want to have it over here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have the horses stable on the other side over here. Even though I do go out that way, it's a lot more stuff out that way to do, and a lot more stuff to do out that... I don't know. So, yeah, because the main land and everything is connected through that direction. If you go that way, it's ocean. If you go that way, it's a small bit of ocean, but then there's land again. But then it goes to ocean again, like probably about 1,500 blocks from spawn. Which, honestly, that's fine if it changes in the 1.7 update, especially if there's Mega Taiga Biome. But I won't know that until 1.7, so that's a problem. And that way just leads to ocean as well. So I think it would be best to have the stable on this side somewhere. See, I was thinking of having it like right there where that bit is. Then again, that's kind of already cluttered with stuff already. Let's see, because 0, 0 is right there. I've got my 1.1 build, 1.0 build, 1.1 build, 1.2 build, 1.3 build. There's the passage of time, so 1.4 build being right there wouldn't be too bad. Or, not 1.4. Having a build right there wouldn't be too bad. And I also have that build up there. I could also build the stable over there, but I don't want it to be in the icy area where there's a bunch of snow and stuff. I think what I want to do then... Maybe I could have it over here, but then again... It'd have to be like way over there, and that's pretty far out of the way. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll do the stable somewhere over here, probably behind where the jungle biome is. The jungle biome. The jungle enclosure, rather. I think probably right here wouldn't be too bad. Or maybe I should build it up over here. I think right here might be fine. Having it behind the jungle enclosure. See, figuring out where to put this thing is kind of annoying because there are these giant hills that are just blocking the way for the horse as well. So I need like a pathway too to get the horse going. And there's not really much besides hills going this way until after the hills, and then you come across the areas. But then again, also another big plan that I have for the future is I would like to actually go ahead at some point and surround this beginning area, the 500 by 500 area. I want to surround it by stuff. Let me get the map. It might make more sense if I have the map. I don't know if I have a copy of the big map. I might have to pull it off the wall. Yeah, because I think this is the very, very close-up map, yeah. What sucks about getting maps off of item frames, or any item rather, is you have to take down the item frame. Let's see that map. So, that looks very uneven, or too linear over there at the other end. I might actually re-map that out, maybe. So yeah, this is our 500 by 500 map. At some point, as you can see, the top section, it does have mostly ocean, but there is a small bit of land that actually does connect to a greater land mass, including jungles and stuff like that up there. But I don't know how I feel about having a pathway go that way for my horse. Because as I said, I don't know what's going to exist past that. Whoa! Whoops. Exist past that point after 1.6. I know that up to 1,000 blocks away, a lot of it is like land and ocean stuff. But then I think at around 1,500 blocks after that, or 1,500 blocks away from spawn, it's mostly just ocean. That's odd, it's not putting me on the map here. Is it not updating? That's interesting. I guess it's just really straight lined right there. It might also be because it hasn't really snowed too much here, because I never come out this far when it does snow. So that might be the case. Is it almost nighttime again already? Almost. I'll have to get back real quick. First, let's check out this direction, right? So this is to the east. Out east is ocean. It's ocean all the way down, except in the top right corner, and or the top east, the northeast corner, and the southeast corner. There is actually a little bit of land in those spots. I'm thinking about what I would like to do is I want to, since there's a lot of snow and stuff this direction, I want to create a sort of ice wall that goes literally 1,000 blocks, 1 kilometer, from 500 north to 500 south, 1,000 blocks of ice. An ice wall so gigantic that it is impassable. You cannot get into this area via the ice wall. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm trying to make it so one can actually exit and enter this 500 by, or this 1000 by 1000 initial block area, this 500 from 0 area, only at 4 sections. And I'll get to those 4 sections in just a moment. Down at the bottom, I would like, since it's all land, even the little bit of water that's down at the bottom, that does actually end up connecting into land. Especially since it kind of, when I went to 1.2, it kind of just turned to land. I'd like to go ahead and make that into a cliff wall. So I guess you could say that you could enter from that section, but I might make it so at the top of the cliff wall there's like maybe a barrier that keeps you from going or jumping down into it. Unless if you have horse, I guess. Which at that point you would be killing the horse, because it's going to be a cliff edge across the entirety of it all. With some spikes here and there, like some big old spikes sticking out of the wall here and there. Think, if you know what Shadows of the Colossus is, think of the exterior area to that. I think that's a good way to put it. An exterior area, the walls that surround the play area for Shadows of the Colossus. So that's going to be towards the south. Towards the north, I was planning on doing the ice this way, but then I realized that wouldn't exactly work because there is a lot of jungly stuff and whatnot out that way. Plus, as I said, it's a little more cold that direction anyway. So I think what I'll do for the north is I'll have some ice spike stuff coming from this way, from the northeast. And I'll have some like turbulent ocean waves coming from this way, meeting up towards this little section that's at the top, where it leads to the bigger landmass. And what I'll do is, in the middle section there, it'll be like turbulent winds. Like, to simulate that, I'll need glass panes and cobwebs to make it look like there's tornadoes or maelstorms or stuff like that. Not exactly maelstorms, just tornadoes. And then, of course, we've got the big wall of water that's off in this direction. This is also the same direction that the passage of time goes. So this will be a little bit of a tricky one as well. But this wall of water is just going to be out there. It's going to be not exactly a wall of water. It's going to be like a bunch of water. A bunch of, I'll probably put like maybe some rocks and stuff to keep people from going. Maybe even an actual barrier of sorts. And then as well, once it comes to the point where I can do the the soul sand and the magma stuff, I want to create whirlpools and maelstorms out that direction. Make it an impassable wall of water that one cannot swim through, boat through. They have to go through the passage of time, or fly with an Elytra. And that's going to be the only entryway. Speaking of entryways, each 4 directions will have its own entryway. Of course, this direction being the passage of time. Towards the south, where there's the wall, there's technically 2 ways I'd like to have. One is going to be a waterway that already exists down there. If you see, there's 2 rivers, but there's actually 1 river that I'm going to have that goes down that way. The other river kind of ends already at the map anyway, because of the wall that already exists. So I'll probably make like a waterfall with that bit. But the other river, I'll allow it. I'll allow it as a way to go through. As for the other way down through the south, I want there to be like a staircase type of situation. A big staircase where you can actually go through there. Like a ruinous staircase situation. The final two sections. One is going to be the ice wall. The ice wall itself, I'd like there to be like a small gap that you can go through, like a little straight that takes you through the ice, and that way you can come through that way. And then to the north, the passageway that already exists there is fine. We can actually go and check out that passageway now, because it is a pretty cool little passageway. I do like the passage that's up there. Let me go by boat, because it'll be much quicker to go by boat, because a lot of this is water. So those are my future plans for that exterior place that exists as a 1,000 by 1,000 block circumference around 00. It is a monumental, crazy, absurd project that I'll be taking up someday. Right now, they're in the planning stages in my brain, so it's gonna take some time to get to that point. I definitely don't even have anywhere near the resources I need for it. I can't see where I'm going. Oh, there's a stronghold over there. Cool. Yeah, I don't know why it's having problems loading right now. I was thinking I could see the underground area from here, but I made a little underground way to get to a spot to fight the Wither at one point. Okay, I'll do it. Fine. I'm gonna set it to normal. Oh, that makes everything seems so close now. Yikes. Yeah, we're getting close. It doesn't show where I am on the map for some reason. I think it's actually off this way. Yeah, it's off this way. So yeah, this is the passageway that leads into the next section. So essentially where I'm almost at right here, there's going to be like turbulent water, like gushing up and whatnot. And right in this little section right here that I'm currently in is going to be where the winds and tornadoes and stuff are going to be, water spouts. It will look cool once I get it done. And this, of course, is the straight right here that takes you from the starting area to the greater north area, which leads directly into the jungle. I didn't realize it did that directly. So yeah, this is going to be where that little section is going to be. I gotta make it look extravagant and amazing at some point, but for now it's just gonna be this. Plus it leads through jungle, so I want it to be so this is like an ancient area that you're going into. The passage of time stuff, it's an ancient area. This is an ancient hole. So this is a treacherous little landscape area to begin with already, so I don't really have to do too much with that. The 4 ways to get in are the easiest way to get into the starting area, or leave, because, you know, you start from spawn, so there's that. But yeah. That's gonna be it for today's stream, though. That's all the time I do have for. It's a wonderful area. Beautiful, even. I hope you all enjoyed. Those are my plans for the future for this entire world. Grand plans, I know, but we'll get there. And for now, thank you all so very much for coming on by. That's our 1.5 world tour, and until the next one, everyone, have fun.